My name's Sam.
My name's Ellie.
My name's Heather.
And we're three spectacularly normal people climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. What the goes into climbing one of the tallest summits of the world? Let's talk about it.
We all live in a yellow submarine.
Yellow submarine. We are... What is this? In red tube?
Yeah. Just looking at map stuff for Kilimanjaro.
No, it's born. What's the first question?
All right.
Or first thing we're
How's everyone doing?
doing great.
Doing pretty good. I think it's a little bit later in the day today. We're all a little maybe less energized. But let's bring it back up, you know? Let's all punch each other in the face and get this going.
Right.
Actually, Heather punches both of us. Just for legal reasons.
That's sexism. I'd like to punch him.
I'm okay.
This is 2019. We should all...
The first version. Let's go with that one.
So, in this third episode of Man on Route, Ellie is licking something and looking seductively at Heather.
Fuck off.
You're going to want to stay
Take me
tuned.
away
This is
to
all
food.
useful information.
Fuck you.
Just for when you're listening to this, Sam, I apologize for the editing we're making you do.
The amount you're going to have to edit.
I just try to keep everything in, figured. Last thing, yeah. Thank you for 7 people that are subscribers to the podcast. I don't know who you are, where you are, how you found us, but you are gems.
You know, if we do end up having a bunch more people, when they go back and watch the first episodes, it's going to
be like...
Yeah. You're dating yourself and you're lowering your popularity quite a bit.
That's true.
To all corporations, we have thousands of listeners,
There
and
we
we'll
go.
happily take
Thank you
your
so much for the
sponsorship.
tens of thousands of listeners on a daily basis.
Thank you, Patreon.
Man,
Thank
there's
you.
just so many companies that could take advantage of us right now, but we're just bare. No one's supporting us.
We're trying to stay true to the art.
Stay true. We all raised our right hand. Not like the fist was closed. The fist was closed. All right, first question. Let's get to Kilimanjaro topics. So, we kind of talked about it last time. We talked about visas, but we didn't really talk about medical information. So Kilimanjaro is in Tanzania. What type of medical care do you need to take before taking a trip like this? What kind of shots do you need? What should you do? A physical? See where you're at? Are you guys doing anything?
I looked a little research into the shots sort of thing. And us, technically, we don't need to get anything as long as you've gotten, like, your normal vaccines when you were a kid. So, like, I think there's, like, a Menc one for, I'm going to butcher the name, but the meningococcal virus, whatever.
That sounds right.
Yeah, something like that. It comes from mosquitoes. But everyone usually gets that when they're a kid. So as long as you have that one, you should be fine.
Wait, you can get chickenpox?
I don't think it's the chickenpox one.
Can you imagine you get chickenpox on Mount Kilimanjaro?
Be a great way to get chickenpox.
Wouldn't it be shingles? Well, I'd assume everyone would already have it. That's the thing.
Has chickenpox ever been called cockpox?
Well, it should be. Is it? No.
I mean, it could be another name for it.
One day, hopefully, I'll have children, and I want all them to walk into their kindergarten class and just be like, "Do any of you have cockpox?"
You're going to be such a horrible person at PTA meetings.
Oh, it's going to be bad. I'm pretty sure I'll get out of this pretty easily. I'll excitedly go to one, and they'll ask me never to return.
You know, Ellie, you don't have to come to these, man. Like,
Why do you keep coming?
No, your wife, one parent's fine.
yeah, it's really okay. It's really okay.
Actually, just send the child. We don't want to deal with either of them, honestly.
So,
I
so
think
that's one of them.
Yellow fever, maybe.
That was the one I was
think it's
thinking about.
optional.
Well, here's the thing. They recommend
Oh,
it.
Heather just wagged her finger at me.
I did. Hush. They recommend it for like going there. It's a low risk country for yellow fever, so that you don't technically need to have it.
Okay.
But if you're coming from a surrounding country that you've been in for more than 12 hours, you're required to get it.
Ah.
So if we were
Surrounding Tanzania? Sorry.
Yeah, they have a list of countries.
Oh.
So, like, one of our flights stops in Ethiopia.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were there for more than 12 hours, all of us would need to have it.
Interesting.
But we're only there for 1 to 2.
Yeah, I don't think we're leaving the airport that way.
No, we're not.
As cool as that would be.
That would be cool.
It would be cool. But it's a pricey shot as well.
Mm.
So
Well,
technically we don't.
The other thing we always do, like whenever I'm in South Africa and we go to either the safari or the bush or whatever, we never get. I don't like malaria tablets; they make you feel sick.
Mm.
So you just like go one route, like 1 degree of separation, and what gives you malaria is like mosquitoes and stuff. Same with like yellow fever; they're the carriers for all these things. Just try and use like a bit more heavy mosquito bite repellent. So like we can't really get amazing mosquito bite repellent here because
it's not
environment,
right?
DEET.
Yeah.
But the rest of the world doesn't like yellow fever and malaria, especially in Africa.
It's a trade-off.
So they still don't mind putting DEET and things like that in different parts
Yeah,
of the world.
it's a trade-off, risk-reward.
What is DEET again?
Stands.
It's a chemical that can be pretty bad for you if you have it in large amounts. So a lot of people don't like using it in their bug repellent, but it's really effective in bug repellent.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Ready for this one?
Yeah.
N-diethyl metatoluamide.
Got it.
Fancy. All right.
If you can say that, cohesively in one straight go, that's impressive. I
Ask
don't
for
care
that
who
once
you
we
are.
get out of the airport. We're looking
They don't know what
for,
DEET means, but so you have to say it fully. Fuck, I don't remember.
Say the entire scientific
What's
name.
its short form? Anyways, do you have N-di whatever? I can't even do it now.
Just end up saying the long word for DNA instead. That would work.
Oh yeah, that would be a good time.
So it's interesting. So there's no mandatory shots that
I don't
unless
think so.
you're in one of those listed
There-
countries for more than 12 hours.
Yeah, they're recommended, but not technically mandatory. So, yeah.
Okay. Wait, according to the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, the following vaccinations are recommended for Tanzania. Hepatitis A, Hepatitis B, rabies, typhoid, and boosters for tetanus, diphtheria, is that how you say that?
Yeah.
And measles. Apparently, those are the recommended ones.
So
Most of those you should have got already.
yeah,
Yeah,
most
most
of
of
them
them.
are covered.
We all
by
went to
the
public.
TDAP,
We all
yeah.
went to public school, I think. So we all got that line up where you stood in the hallway like you were going to the army, and
Oh, yeah.
you walk into the
Yeah, I
gymnasium,
remember
and
that.
there's some Public Health Ontario lady there who's got her needles.
Her name's Gladys.
Yeah, and there's always that one kid who finds some excuse. I remember there's a kid. I won't name his name. There's a kid who just like was clearly afraid of needles, and like.
Well,
Even
shut-
if you're afraid, you can't chicken out in front of the entire grade.
No.
Oh, you can.
You know what I mean? You're in line.
People can.
Well, he did.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I'm recommending you don't.
Well, shots give you autism.
Oh my god.
So
All shots.
I haven't got
All
any shots.
needles. I had a blood
A
test. the
metal
other day.
needle touches your arm, you have autism immediately.
Sometimes it's a spoon. Don't even need a needle.
There you go.
Yeah, I remember he's allergic to metal or something.
That would
like
suck.
the needle's metal, right? So
Yeah.
he's like,
Surrounded
yeah,
by
I
metal
can't
in
get
your
it.
entire life.
No,
How
it
is he
was
alive?
it was an excuse to get out of it.
Oh, okay. I knew a person that threw up after their needle, but it was right after lunch, so it was super brutal.
Oof.
So like you just saw all the bits
Oh,
all
no,
over,
you
and
see
the
it.
kids were pointing out different things they
Oh,
saw
you had carrots
in
and
their
a
lunch
burger and-
before. And you're like, oof.
I'm gonna guess, Heather, when you got your needle, you stared at her, and she's like, "Okay, this might pinch little," and you were like, "Do it, bitch."
Fucking
I
stab
wish,
me.
man.
Stab me.
No, I learned at a young age just to stare at a point in the wall, and that's it.
I never liked it, but like
That's what I used to do. I've recently started just looking.
looking, that's what I look
Because
right
I was
at
like,
it.
nothing, I got to a point where I was like, I'm like 20 and
Yeah.
I don't look like I don't have a big deal. I've had plenty of needles and blood tests and whatever. And I just like sit there, pull out my sleeve, and they do it. But like I never actually stare at it.
Mhm.
And it just like something always was like, I'm gonna look away. And then I was like 20 or something. I'm like, wait, I should just
I'm gonna
watch.
look at this bitch.
Yeah. And
You're
then I
gonna
was like,
stare her in the eye, and then
it didn't change the experience. I'm just gonna look at it from now on.
Oh, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. Yeah. Okay, so those are the recommended shots that you should get.
The one thing I was thinking about in those ones was Hep A as well. Which, if we're eating sketchy food, which I don't think we are, it might be a little bit sketchy.
Speak for yourself. I had chicken on a stick on a beach in western Mexico once.
Whoa.
From a dude who just had a bunch of pieces of chicken on a stick.
Okay, so Ellie is Hep A, and we need to be concerned.
Yeah.
But
It's delicious.
Hep A is the only other one that's like super
Was in
sort
a
of
toilet
recommended.
for a week. I'm kidding.
Stop talking. You are ejected from the podcast.
I love how you just stop talking. Stop talking. Wait, boosters are, even if you have them, those are like the upgrade
Updates
shots.
to your immune system.
It's usually every 10 years.
It's like your immune system forgets, so it's like.
Oh,
gives
right,
a
we
little
gotta
slap.
look out for these.
That's one way of putting it.
But you've probably had a booster in the past 10 years, maybe.
I have
not.
no idea. I don't remember. Probably.
How old are you?
Time flies.
I'm like 93. Like 24. So,
Well, usually they
Maybe
give
not.
ones at like 13. So
how do I not know that?
I said maybe not. I don't know.
Oh.
Do you
I
have
thought you
your
said,
medical
how do you not know
records?
that?
How do you don't keep track of every medical procedure
Fucking
you've had in the
idiot.
past
Doesn't
15
know.
years? That'd be savage.
Well, it's funny you say that. I actually have the list of needles right here. All right. So in terms of shots, okay, that's covered. In terms of, are you guys getting a physical before you go?
No.
No.
I probably will. I don't know why. Mainly because I want to get a physical anyway.
I was gonna say, when was your last physical though?
I actually did get. No, I got my blood test. That's not a physical. I don't know. I don't think I've ever gotten like a.
You probably got one when you were young.
Maybe.
You definitely. But when you were a kid, your mom probably made sure you got that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You know, speaking of like, I don't know. There was. I remember I got notice when I was.
Hello.
When I was 18 or 17, that was like OHIP was gonna run out and whatever for like eye doctors, stuff like that. So I got a notice from the eye doctor being like your last appointment. I was like, I haven't been to the eye doctor in years.
I have never
Yeah.
been to an eye doctor.
And my mom's like, rubbish. I take you every year. And I was like, no. And she's like, definitely I do. Like, I make sure you go to your doctor's appointments. I was like, it's definitely been at least 5 years.
You just passed out every time you go. She just.
I didn't even know.
takes
I
away
thought
you
the doctor.
sleeping.
I was going to go to the old location. He moved locations. I didn't even know. And so we go there. Me and my mom eventually have a bet 'cause she's adamant that I go every year. And I go, and the receptionist was like, "So, we haven't seen you in 7 years." And I was like, "Victory, winner!" Yeah.
I know my eyesight and hearing has degraded for sure, but I've not got it checked in a very long time.
Yeah, maybe do that. I had to get that all done recently because, well, me and Ellie just finished another university thing, but like I have coverage from my parents while I'm in school.
Okay, yeah.
So it was gonna run out. I was like, "Fuck, I gotta do everything."
I gotta get checked.
I went to different doctors I didn't need to go to just for the shits
Yeah.
and giggles, and
It's like that episode of Parks and Rec where Andy goes and does every medical appointment in one day.
Oh yeah. Oh, Andy.
yeah, that was pretty close to what happened. Not in the same
Did you
way.
run into an ambulance at the end?
I called the ambulance. They took me to the hospital, and everything went downhill from there. But no.
So, in terms of things that can happen to you on a trip like this, we were talking before we recorded about like cerebral edema and cerebral. What was the other one?
Cerebral
Pulmonary
edema
edema?
and pulmonary edema.
Pulmonary edema.
Not the other cerebral.
Heart and brain. We don't want either of those exploding. So,
And edema is basically too much fluid in between the membranes of the blood capillaries. So I can see why you'd say cerebral would be a bit worse since you're putting pressure on the
Yeah.
brain.
and it's due to altitude, primarily,
Yikes.
from what I understand.
Yeah.
But
That's why we have this 6th day.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be a problem.
I
If
think it's
anything,
pretty
me
rare.
and you were closer to
I was gonna say we've
giving
kind
ourselves
of
a problem when we went from
we kind of tested it. So
100 feet to in one day we basically ascended 9,900 feet.
Yeah, you guys are batshit.
And then the next day we ascended another 4,500 feet.
see, that's why I'm interested to see this because it's higher. But we talked about this last time. But how this will feel compared to just going all up at once. It'd definitely be harder.
I think we'll
but-
feel less drunk.
Yeah, I can answer basic
Damn.
math questions.
That's what I was hoping for.
Just want to
We
be
could
drunk
always
all
just
the
feed
time.
you alcohol.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be a great
Heather
idea.
climbs up the entire mountain with a hammer.
Doesn't feel like she has crazy blisters on her feet. Just, dude, you're bleeding out of your boots. Do you see that?
I'm fine.
I'm doing great. What are you guys talking about? Let's do some shots.
I really would love to celebrate at the top with some small amount of alcoholic drink, but
Like 2 milliliters, because like I don't think I'll be able to stop
But that's the
anything
thing.
else.
Would you get drunk quicker at higher altitudes?
yes.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm trying to remember the
Science.
reason.
Generally science. You're 2 health students. You should know.
Well, I don't exactly specialize in alcohol. That's the one thing. Diabetes, yes.
I have my
Alcohol, no.
PhD in alcohol.
Ah, there you go. So why aren't you telling us? Come on.
Yeah.
High altitude cerebral edema, also known as HACE, is a medical condition in which the brain swells with fluid because of the physiological effects of traveling to a high altitude. In general, it generally appears in patients who have acute mountain sickness and involves disorientation, lethargy, nausea, among other symptoms. It still doesn't really help us. I wonder if you can, like, if there's signs, like preconditions, that you can tell if you would be affected by.
You can. So I'm pretty sure they bring. There's a pulse oximeter, which that they're gonna have. Oops, sorry.
They actually bring one?
Yeah, they're small. Technology's advanced.
Wow.
We now have cell phones, microwaves, and little portable pulse oximeters.
Wow. Me impressed.
Me impressed. So that's one thing that I think they do every morning. They're gonna check your pulse and your blood O2 saturation to make sure that it's not like dropping or any big issues.
We're
Like
going to
dropping
sneak
too
into our
rapidly.
tents and take it while we're sleeping. That'd be a great idea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're just gonna wake up and there's gonna be a random Tanzanian man just being like, "Hello,
Whoa!
That's a true resting heart rate right there.
Yeah, they check your spike, like how it affects you.
I think they might even have what's it called?
Stethoscope.
Yes, thank you.
I'm so surprised I remembered that.
Oh, it was like on the tip of my tongue. I was for all our thousands of listeners. I was
If you
miming.
didn't, well, you can't. Ellie
Yeah.
made the shape of a stethoscope
It's like you were
around his
doing a
neck.
dance move.
Yeah,
But look how quick that was. Look how quick he understood what I was saying.
Okay, we're on the same frequency.
Yeah,
I think once
so-
you've
It's an Ethernet
you've
cord
experienced
for
a
my brain.
certain altitude, you kind of just get to know the person, Yeah. So
Well, here's the thing. You'll get symptoms for altitude sickness, but there's a lot of the symptoms for those like cross over with other conditions.
yeah, it's really hard to tell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ever heard this statement though? When you hear like what is
Hooves.
it? Yeah, when you hear hooves, think horses, not zebras.
Oh,
So it's like
it's-
pick the most
okay, I like that.
probable situation.
And it's probably not that.
It's zebras.
Yeah, well, in Africa, maybe zebras.
It might be.
But like if we have symptoms
That's
that
actually the
line
worst
up with
place to use that analogy.
it is. I was thinking about that as I was saying it, and I'm like, this is a
We're
bad
going
one.
on a safari.
Wait, that's
and
an
you're
act-
asking us,
that's an
is it
actual
horses?
zebra.
Or is it zebra?
We'll just reverse it. When we're there, we'll just say, when you hear hooves, think
It's a
zebras, not
zebra.
horses.
Turns out it's a pony.
What kind of wildlife is on the entire trip? Like,
I think there could be some baboons,
Monkeys.
and
Monkeys.
there could be animals, but
I want monkeys.
especially not higher altitudes, obviously, probably.
yeah, I'm sure there is stuff.
Goats?
Because everything lives at various altitudes. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be some like mountain goats and mountain antelope.
I don't think there'd be anything bloodthirsty that high up though.
Well, no,
Because
because
the cougar
That's-
follows us.
It'd be the goats.
just a lion.
The goats.
See, there's not really much, and I'm not David Attenborough, but you're pretty close
What?
to the Serengeti, and like we're gonna take a safari in some very like nice game rich areas.
Yeah.
And predators tend to like eating said game.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like a lot of work for them to go and climb up this mountain to go find the lonely mountain goat.
You see that
Go
goat
eat
up
it.
there? That's ours. That's ours. It's
Don't
going to be
touch
5
it.
days. We're going to get it.
We may catch it.
Yeah.
Just like hiking, you hear Ellie, no.
Let it go. Let it go.
Rolls down the mountain, wrestling a mountain goat.
You
I
seen
got
that-
dinner.
You seen that video of, I don't know where it is, but it's on the side of a mountain, and the guy pans, and a goat has got its head stuck in a fence.
Oh no.
And so, like, it helps it pulls the goat's head out of the fence, but then it just flips and falls and rolls down the mountain for like it looks like hundreds of feet. It just keeps rolling down.
Was it dead?
No, it got up. That's what,
No way.
Silver lining. It got back up.
The power of goats.
Have you seen that the YouTube clip of the golden eagle just picking up the goat and just like?
I have seen that.
A
It
goat?
flings it. Doesn't it fling it off the side of the mountain? And then that's
Yeah,
how
they
it kills
drop
it?
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
They pick them up and drop
That's
them.
what they do with turtles. I knew that.
What?
They
Birds?
pick up turtles, they drop them so the shell breaks, and then they eat the insides.
Smart.
Does the turtle die on impact, or they just eat it while?
As long as the shell breaks, I think that's all they care about.
Yeah. Can pick at it.
As long as I can get at the soft bits.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
There's
a
that
little-
one
it's a
weirdo who
little
likes the
flesh
crunchy
thing.
shell.
Yeah.
You eat the shell?
I'm super excited to like try local foods. I haven't done any research yet, but I'm going to.
What's a
It's
local
months.
Tanzanian food?
I'm gonna guess it's gonna be something cornmeal based.
Why cornmeal?
Because I've noticed in parts of Africa, a lot of traditional foods tend to be
Cornmeal.
It's like maize based, corn based. But
Is there a difference between maize and corn? Or do people just say maize because they want you to
maize, it's
sound fancier?
amazing.
It's amazing. I'm not like you don't say maize on the
I think
cob.
Adam Sandler's gonna sue us for that one.
He's the one who hears it out of everybody. Somehow
okay with
he
that.
hears it.
We have
Gives
thousands
us-
of listeners. It's possible.
These assholes on this podcast make fun of me.
What's Joe Rogan's assistant's name?
Oh, Jamie, pull that up, Jamie.
Yeah. Jamie's gonna pull up traditional
Yeah.
Tanzanian food here.
All right, we're gonna figure this out. Also, Tanzania. I mean, it's a country, so maybe we should narrow
When
it
you're
down a
saying
little
trying
bit.
traditional stuff, are you just gonna try stuff off the street?
If it's off the street, no matter
I'm
where
not-
you are, it's traditional.
Like, I know Heather likes to look out for me. I'm not saying I won't. I'm not saying I will. I'm gonna leave it in an ambiguous place to stress
I
you
feel like
out.
when you say that, you're probably gonna have it.
See, that is the reason I want maybe the hepe.
Oh, number one. Okay, so I found a list. Ready?
Here we go.
The number one thing is called, on the first thing on this top 10 list, ugali. Okay?
Oh wait, I know. Isn't this what marathon runners eat?
Yeah, ugali is a meal that could be considered as Tanzania's national dish. It is a stiff dough prepared with
Yeah, I think.
cornmeal.
Oh, there you go.
Brackets, maize meal.
Nice.
Congratulations. Is this your greatest achievement?
Honestly, yes.
I'm pretty sure that's like a staple
Ugali,
for
what
like
a
long
name.
distance runners.
So there's something called milli pop and putu pop that I grew up on from South
What
Africa.
is
said that way too
It sounded like
smoothly.
you were rapping there.
No, milli pop and putu pop. It's awesome. It's
A couple bops in there.
It's honestly not that different from ugali.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, I think it should be like a kebab.
Right.
I don't
number,
think we'll-
number two is a kebab. Very good. It looks like a kebab. It's called
just a kebab.
nyama choma,
Oh, good for now. I sounded right.
barbecue goat,
All right, so we got to get a
fish
goat,
or
bring it
chicken
down the
with
mountain,
barbecued bananas.
bring it to a chef.
Ugali.
We brought
There we go.
we brought the ingredients for you. We were hoping you could cook it on the climb.
Chapati bread looks good.
Chapati?
What
It's
is
like
it?
cheese.
What's in
It's like a flatbread, similar to a roti. It says.
Ooh, I think I might know what that is. I've had Ethiopian food before, and it's like a really squishy bread. Is that not similar? No?
Yeah, I have an idea though. We should go find a
Tanzanian restaurant.
Yes.
Now we're talking.
Yes. And we
Do
should
like
do
a
a
mini
mo-
How many of those
and we
are
should
in
do
Toronto?
Actually, that'd be cool.
episode at the restaurant.
That would actually be kind of cool. That'd be like a good first step before we record in a Tanzanian embassy.
Yeah.
Test run it just to see how that goes.
Do you think they'd let us record, or should we just
I mean,
bring a phone?
we could probably just
You
put the
could
phone on
easily.
the thing.
People record. Food
Oh,
bloggers
okay.
is like a dime a dozen now. People are recording at tables all the time. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it used to be so weird,
the
but
age
like,
of the social media.
it's relatively normal now. Like, people don't look that like 3 times when they say it. They might look twice though.
Not 3
Is
times.
someone walking down a street, filming themselves and talking?
It's still
completely
weird,
by
but
themselves.
it's acceptable
It's
now.
less weird now because you have FaceTime. So someone might not even be vlogging. They could be talking to someone.
But like, I watch people who vlog and like they'll do that
Hmm.
quite often, and it's like they'll acknowledge it sometimes. They'll be like, "Yeah, I'm just." It's very people give
Filming
me
it
funny
here,
looks.
yeah.
yeah.
But it comes out fine on the other end. Like when I'm watching it, it comes out totally normal.
Isn't that weird? Yeah, when you're
I feel
watching
like if
it,
they
you're
own
like,
it, you know.
You know who are the real assholes? The people who are on those like electric unicycles. You know those things,
Do you
Oh,
mean
just
the
sit
board
there?
thing?
Oh.
like those people who
No,
on the
not a
sidewalk,
hoverboard.
like a busy sidewalk, ride on one of those electric like unicycle things, like
Wait,
the hoverboard.
Oh, the hoverboard.
Yeah.
Oh, I
the
thought you were
one
talking
with
about
the
a unicycle.
What other Okay, an actual motorized single wheel unicycle. I've never seen that in my life.
No? Oh, I've seen a lot of people.
Really?
I've seen people in offices, like around the office.
Does it have one wheel or two?
One.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is
Like,
a magical
one
thing
wheel
to
in the
me.
middle, you put like two kind of like foot areas, and then you kind of push your foot forward if you want to go forward, push your feet back if you want to go back.
Yeah. Okay, so it is like the
So this-
hoverboard. It's just with one wheel then.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I have actually seen a man ride up a very steep hill in a unicycle. It was very fun.
Yeah?
Yeah. And then he went down the steep side of it on the other side.
That's
nearly
amazing.
wiped the shit out. It was great.
Is there anything you guys are looking to get from Tanzania, like bring back with you? Because there's something I had in mind.
Can we steal people?
Steal people.
Ooh.
What? That's a touchy subject.
let me just point out to the listeners. We had a white woman sitting here asking if she could
All
steal
right.
people.
Don't gotta go that far.
content.
It's a joke.
I'm joking.
I hadn't
Was
really thought about
she?
it. Oh, she got so red.
Oh.
No, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. Like,
Have you guys seen the movie Accepted? Or it's Accepted.
Justin Long.
Yeah.
What's
Do you
it
remember
about?
it? It's actually great. You should watch it.
Okay. What's it about?
It's about a bunch of people who don't get into university, and so they decide to open their own one just to like placate their parents. But it's like a group of friends, but then it turns into one basically, and I'll let you watch the rest from there.
Okay.
Yeah, feel good.
Yeah, don't spoil it, man.
It's
only
one of
like
those
10 years
movies
old.
that starts off with a lie that becomes the truth, and then there's a big explosion later.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah.
There's some commentary. There's an explosion, and there's some commentary on the education system.
It's Jonah Hill's one of his first roles. Do you want to touch my wiener? Remember?
Ask me about my
ask
winner.
me about my wiener. Yeah, he's
The
in a
only
hot dog
thing I know
suit.
close to that is the song "Touch My Genitals," which is a YouTube.
Show
thing.
me your
Can you sing it?
genitals.
No, I
Please?
cannot. No,
Damn it.
Show me your genitals. That
There
was
you
a,
go.
that was a classic.
that is
one.
pretty close. You got Sam,
It was called Show Me. Wasn't it called Show Me Your Genitals?
isn't it? Oh, it might be.
Maybe there's a
Yeah.
different one called Touch My Genitals.
No, I
That
think
was
you're
on
right.
RedTube.
It's "Show Me." Yeah.
Do you remember? Anyways, do you remember the end of that movie? Like the very end, where they're kind of everyone's now like found their thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember what the guy who lost his athletic scholarship, who just wanted to do art? He was supposed to be the athlete, but he loved art, and he made that sculpture of like the African statue, the fertility
kind of.
statue with like a giant,
A fertility.
giant dong.
I don't really remember that.
I want to bring back a fertility
those.
statue with like a giant dong
I
and
think
like
you're going to the
ebony
wrong
wood.
part of the world.
I mean,
No, there's
they're
great
probably-
stuff. I accidentally bought a fertility mask off the side of the road once in rural South Africa. I just
a
liked it.
fertility mask.
Yeah, it was like made out of wood. It's like a spiritual fertility. I just liked it.
Okay,
I thought it
yeah.
was cool. I thought it was a nice piece.
Right.
And so, like, generally, whenever I'm in poor parts of the world, I try and just buy from locals, not from. If I'm gonna buy a souvenir, I just try
Right.
and buy from
Yeah.
a local on the side of the
You
street.
support the
There's like
locals.
amazing stuff. They'll make a lot of really cool stuff out of soda cans.
Yeah.
On the side of the street, like mad talent. It's really cool.
I remember in Honduras, there were like bags of home rolled cigars, like on the side of the street. You just
How
buy,
big a bag?
Like garbage bags,
What the fuck?
garbage bags of cigars. It was pretty
Just-
cool.
I've never had a
Wow.
cigar. I
Yeah.
don't know if
I
I like
Yeah,
the
I'd
idea
be
of
curious.
it, but every time, like I've had one or two, and it's just like I don't like smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you look cool for sure.
Yeah, you
do
look
look
like
cool.
you feel,
You
like
feel
you're ready
like
to
a badass.
conquer
Yeah.
Europe.
Meanwhile, you're dying inside.
Yeah. It burns. Not even a filter. You're just sucking in all of
The best is when you have someone who smokes them, like some super manly dude who smokes them all the time. And he's
He has
like,
one-
"Here, have one."
He has
Gives
one
it
of
to
those
you.
actual clippers.
Yeah.
That's how you know someone actually. Or a humidor. If they have a humidor. That's awesome.
My brother-in-law's like that.
He has a humidor.
A humidor, cigars. The
There's
cutters,
humidor
everything.
rooms. Like I've seen people who have like humidor rooms.
Yeah.
That's
Hmm.
intense.
Yeah.
Humidor is what you keep your cigars in. If you don't know that,
Controls the
can
humidity.
yeah.
You can just get cheap ones in Canada, though. You don't have to go to the...
You just put it in a
Whole
plastic
nine
bag.
yards.
Come on, who are you trying to
Oh,
fool?
alright, so it's-
Plastic bag with a damp paper cloth.
Yeah, there you go. It's just soaked. You take it. It's
You
dripping.
submerge
It's
the
dripping
cigar.
wet. You soak it in whiskey.
Now we're talking.
That
Light
would-
that shit on fire.
That would be something.
While you're smoking it?
Why not?
Okay.
Huh.
Let's not
What were we
consider that.
saying?
I don't know.
Oh yeah,
What were
I
we
bought.
talking
I
about?
accidentally bought a fertility mask. I found out afterwards. It has a cock on it. The animal, not the appendage.
Right. Duh.
I
I'm
couldn't
ju-
believed
when
either.
When you first said that, I pictured like a mask where the mouth is and a huge cock just coming out of the mouth. like
It's reverse.
like a gimp suit. Almost.
If we ever take a photo for like a cover photo for this, I'll wear the mask.
Nice. Okay.
I'll, People will never know what I look like.
Yeah.
Have you seen the wrestling mask I have? No, probably not.
Have you seen mine?
You have a wrestling mask?
Like a Mexican one?
Well, I don't know if mine's Mexican.
It's like traditional Mexican, or the one that you tie
South
up
Africa.
the back.
Not South Africa. South America. Sorry.
South African.
South America.
Basically the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have a mask
It's
that's
outside of North America, I think.
There's places outside of North America and Western Europe.
Apparently.
Blasphemy. No, it's a mask a friend brought back to me that like women used to use to like wrestle in the streets with.
Oh, that's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of.
You have one?
It's terrifying.
That would have been your scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've seen it before. I brought it to D&D once, but
Yeah, just out.
Oh, you guys are still going to D&D?
yeah, we do. Still playing D&D.
I kind of want to go back, but it's so long, man.
It is so long.
it is. But
We need
it's
more
fine.
time. Like, honestly,
There's got to be, like, quick games.
need
Like
more
that.
time. What were we talking? I think we. Oh,
You
so we
just
kind
started
of.
talking about your fertility mask.
No. I remember what I was. I wanted
His
to.
mind just went right to
I want to apologize to our tens of thousands of listeners.
hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands. I had a
Yeah.
long week, a lot of work. I wanted to like, kind of look into more the culture and the local aspects of Tanzania and the towns around the mountain that we're going to go to, and like check out the food and the art and like
Oh, for
what's
sure.
what's going on there.
Yeah.
Like kind of see what life's like there.
And you said some of the tour groups that in reviews people have described, like, they had the chance to dine with their porters
Yeah.
or guides. Or,
It was amazingly more than one of them that I found, and I spent plenty of time looking through every like TripAdvisor, like every possible English review I could. And there's a lot of people connected with their, there's some who didn't, some who just had a good time, but there was like a handful, more than one, who legitimately connected, and like their guides like brought them back to like their houses.
That's so cool.
They they had like they drank with them, they ate with them, they met their families. They picked them up and did other stuff with them. They took them around, like
That's
not
pretty cool.
part of it, not scheduled, just like extra stuff.
Yeah.
Which is amazing to have like a local guide the entire time type thing.
I was thinking about this the other day. Like, there's something to be said about like spontaneity in when you're traveling. Like, okay, let's just go check it out, see what happens.
Yeah.
But there's also like planning doesn't make your plan rigid. Like, sometimes it's really important to like you're going there because you want to experience something different, and if you just go somewhere and be like, chances are if you don't have a plan, you're going to revert to
You're
doing what
you're
you
gonna
do.
default.
You go to a bar, you go to a restaurant.
I
Like,
think you hit it right on the head. I think it's good. It's very important to plan and do research and stuff like that. It's equally important to be willing to literally drop that plan if something better comes
exactly.
up, right? Because you're there once, and you got to make the most of it.
Yeah.
And you don't want to like default to go to some like big commercial chain. You want to try and find the local stuff, and that takes, if you don't live there, that
You don't know
takes
what- yeah, exactly.
research. That takes effort.
You don't want to experience something that you can experience easily back home, which
Yeah.
is like
Yeah.
is the point.
Yeah.
Which I don't think climbing Kilimanjaro. It'll be hard to default to back home.
It's basically like Toronto.
Can we just go to McDonald's, man? Jesus.
I know we're halfway up a mountain.
Porridge
but, like,
again.
Come on.
I'm so excited for biscuits. I
I'm
love
pretty excited for biscuits too.
I love biscuits
I-
and tea. I had last night. I
I've
love
never
it.
had actual biscuits and tea before.
I think
And
I
I'm British.
finished almost every single
You're
night.
British and you've never had it?
I know. I've had tea and biscuits separately,
Blasphemy.
but not together.
I've had, like,
that
an
and
official
rusks. I have tea and rusks almost every night.
Tea and rusks?
Yeah.
What's rusk?
It's like a dried cake. It's like a really hard dry cake bread cookie thing.
Wow, that's a lot.
Is it like a digestive? No?
Digestives are good.
Digestives are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
They're
I mean,
very-
they're basically candy though. Those
they're
are cookies.
Underrated as hell. They're
Yeah.
amazing.
These are hard as fuck. They're like super crunchy, but
Never mind.
you dip these in like hot tea, right?
Not interested anymore.
and then
Count me
they're
out.
soft.
Oh, okay.
Dunk them, and then they're soft and sweet and yummy.
Not interested. They're not digestives.
You're wrong.
They're dead to me.
But okay, yeah. So we covered medical stuff. Another topic I feel like would be interesting to know is how, because we're a big part of the angle of this podcast is we're super normal people. Like, we're not like very rich.
Are you sure
we don't
about
have.
that?
Well, okay, normal. We're pretty weird people, but from a financial standpoint, we're pretty baseline.
Yeah.
So, how are you guys? Like, what are you doing so that you can have enough money to do this?
Working a 50-hour week and trying to work extra on weekends.
There it is.
I just went to another interview today for a job. So
Yeah,
I'm starting to
Heather.
get more.
Don't undersell yourself. Heather's got 2 jobs right now.
Yeah, but like they're not getting enough hours, so I'm trying to get another like stable
Tack
one.
another one on.
Yeah.
The point is, I don't think any of it, like, we talk about this, like, we've planned and everything, and we have, but I need to grind the shit out of the next few months, because I have just under $900 saved in my, like, little savings set aside for this trip. I did have, like, more saved up, but I've occasionally had to tap into it, so I pay my bills.
Yeah.
But we're growing slowly.
That's interesting. Like, so, put plainly, none of us have enough money for the trip right now, and we have the plane ticket.
I do.
Oh, we thank God for credit cards.
Oh well, okay. Your credit card, but I mean money you have.
No.
Well, I technically do because I had just enough saved up that I went and just got a good exchange rate, so I have the U.S. money.
Smart. Okay.
But now I'm like broke as fuck.
Right.
So to survive like the next like however long, that's the 3 jobs coming in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just decided just to go all out and just do it. Just get
that was
get
smart
it out of the
though,
way.
because like you
smart.
wouldn't have been. For example, I think the rest of us are still broke as fuck trying to save, and we still haven't hit the money yet. So
yeah, I figured I might as well
worth it.
Yeah, have 0 money now, but in the future I'll have it.
You already paid for it.
Sacrifice now for the future.
Yeah,
right on.
Changes. Yeah, so changes in lifestyle, working more, trying to find another job.
Yeah,
and
it's a great motivator when, when you're feeling super beat up at work, which Heather, because none of us are normal, but ordinary people have, right? Like we all go to work, and there's some weeks are great, some days are great, some days are bad, some weeks are bad, some months are bad, right? And it's a great motivator sometimes when I'm just absolutely finished at the end of a long hard day or week, and then I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go to bed. I'm like, this is worth it though. Sometimes when I think it's not, or you're tired, it's like you just stop and you think about
what's going to
why you're doing
exactly,
it.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is the means, this is how I get there. And like I enjoy my job still, but
there's definitely
you work hard. You do a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've heard enough of the bitching about how tired you are. So I believe.
See, it was so nice until that point. Everyone thought I was like a stoic hard worker, and now they're all like, he's just a one
Jesus
bitch.
Christ, he complains a lot. No.
Soft ass.
But yeah, what is your? That's actually. So I asked my company. So I had this plan how, because I've already used all my vacation time at my job, so I have to figure out a way to get an additional 10 or 9 days off for this trip. Maternity leave. That's what I tried that, but they're like, it's 2019. Okay, why can't I be a mother?
Well, our friend had paternity leave.
Yeah, exactly. I could.
Don't think he breastfed once.
They tried. It didn't.
If you get a
work
dog,
very well.
it'll count, right?
Yeah, I just got a new dog. Do you mind just giving me like a couple months off of work?
Yeah, I just got a pug. It needs me.
I got to walk him once a day. Okay, I need to be home. But what I was gonna say is, my original plan was that when I came back from my first trip, I was gonna work an extra hour every day, and by the time the trip came, it would accumulate to the time that would be off. But they're like, no, that's not gonna fly, because I asked them last week. And so it's kind of in limbo right now. They're going to come back to me with a plan of how to make up, but it's looking like I'm going to have to like work weekends, which sucks. Monday to Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Which really sucks.
7 days a week?
Yeah. To make up. Yeah. That's what they like.
They're on crack. That's not possible.
They could ask you to do Saturday, since a lot of jobs do go on to Saturdays, but almost no one works Sundays unless you're doing
you gotta
a
give
service job.
Well, I'm hoping it can be at least from home, because we use like a tracker, like one of those like time trackers.
So as long as you're logged in or something.
Yeah, it was weird though, because they claim it can't be time based. They want it to be like goal based of how I make up for the time I missed. But then what's the point of me working 40 hours a week? Like they're using that as a basis, but I can't work an extra hour to make up for the time.
You start getting into the dangerous territory of like putting your bosses in a corner that ends one of two ways. The rare situation where they're like, oh my god, you've enlightened me and opened my eyes. Or the other one,
especially my
clean
bosses.
your fucking desk out.
Exactly. But I mean, regardless, like, it'll suck whatever it is, but like it'll be, like you said, it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
Whatever happens.
Yeah, the weekend work is...
It's
I've
rough,
started
man.
doing it now just because I need to.
Yeah.
I started doing private jobs on the side, and it's tiring.
You need that, like, you need 1 day a week where you recharge, like,
At least
a week.
one. At least one.
I like pass out like Friday nights. I don't even make it to the end. Like
Yeah.
9:30, I went to bed. 9:30. I was sleeping by like 9:36.
Yeah. Saturday's the only day where I can, like, go long. Like, Fridays are becoming hard now, too. Like, 10, 11 p.m. for me. I can't, like, I get super sleepy. It just accumulates throughout the week, and I don't want to go to bed.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine if you're doing shit on Saturdays, too, already. Like, so you were installing pot lights?
Yeah, so I was out at the supplier. I was getting stuff, and I had to get some wire and pot lights. And it's like it's not particularly difficult work. It is overhead, so it's not overly comfortable, but it's not too difficult. But I'm also like a lot more, because it's private jobs. They're entirely on me.
Yeah.
I'm a lot more concerned with. I really don't want to stuff up anyone's like house or ceiling beyond what I have to. And I don't have X-ray vision, which is annoying, so then I could just look into the ceiling. But
That would be nice.
You gotta work on that.
and then, like, I did that. It's, like, amazing how quick the day... I was up early, so I could do that. I was at the supplier and everything. And then, like, I had to, like, quickly eat lunch. I had to go quote someone. So I ran out, and so I didn't finish the first show I was on, so I had to get back. And it's fine. I'm just going to finish tomorrow.
You're working tomorrow as well?
Yeah, because I didn't finish. I'll work tomorrow evening.
Oh, okay.
'Cause I'm out most of the day
At least
tomorrow.
you can kind of, like... It still sucks you have to work, but you can kind of, like, make your own... A little more hours to your team, your time, right?
That is amazing. Because, like, for example, I had to leave. I was, like, covered in, like, drywall.
Yeah.
And it was, like, 3:30. And that's when I was like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
But it was fine.
Yeah. You made it.
Yeah.
You made it, man.
It feels like you're always covered in drywall, considering your occupation anyway.
I'm covered in wood, drywall.
He's covered in something all the time. Wink, wink.
Kind
at
of
him.
drugs.
Two different interpretations.
I got two people in front of me who took very different approaches, both equally inappropriate.
Yeah, drugs. yeah, drugs. That's what I was talking about. Talking about semen.
I love the hardcore implying to just straight bluntness. It's like a hard right turn. No,
Just in case. I'm gotta clear things up.
You got to make sure that.
Are you?
And at this point, thank you, Mountain Equipment Co-op, for
thanks so much for the
sponsoring.
sponsor. Thank you. You want to up our monthly fee to 20,000. It's already 10,000. You don't have to do anything more. You guys pay us way too much already. So,
You can send us free climbing gear too.
And Nike, we really appreciate all the shoes, but I mean Adidas is already hooking us up. So that's really nice of you to send us that stuff.
Nike, if
but
you get more female shoes in your selection, that'd be great.
well, let's focus on the man shoes first.
There's two men in one.
Yeah.
I did a freaking speech on this in high school, and so I'm still mad about it.
About women's shoes?
Yeah, freaking Nike. They have like a 1/5 of the amount of shoes
Actually,
for
yeah,
women
that's true.
compared to the men.
Now that I think of
It's
it.
fucking terrible. I hate it.
Are they cheaper?
No.
No? Same price, right?
No.
Why would they be
still
cheaper?
Expensive.
I don't know.
And
I
they
hope
cost
they're not more
like
expensive. That'd be random.
$5 to make the freaking shoes, and they mark them up to 120. It's terrible.
Goddamn Nike.
Heather
But
Randall.
thank you, Nike. I really
Phil
appreciate
Knight,
it.
I loved your book.
Shoe Dog.
Send me an
Everyone go
autograph
pick it up.
copy. Best business memoir.
These are all fake sponsors, by the way, just in case of legal terms.
Except you, Phil Knight, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Is he a real guy? Is he alive?
He's the guy who made Nike.
Wasn't he a Nazi?
What? No. Whoa. No.
Hey,
Phil
no,
Knight
no.
was...
There
He's
was-
American. He's from Oregon.
Okay, there was two.
Not a
big
Nazi.
shoe
Phil Knight, I love you.
There was two big shoe companies they started in Nazi
Yes,
Germany.
I know who you're...
Isn't it Puma and Nike?
No.
Puma's
Who
like...
is it then?
It's not Reebok, is it?
I have no idea.
Well,
I know
like
Boss
Reebok.
was like supplied the clothing for the Nazis, but
Yeah, Hugo Boss made the SS uniforms.
Oh, wow.
styling.
I could have sworn one of them was at least Puma, and I thought the other.
I thought
was
Puma
Nike.
was more recent though.
They were more recently Nazis?
At no time were these companies...
Adidas and Puma.
Okay,
They were
so...
Adolf Dassler founded Adidas, and his younger brother Rudolf Dassler founded Puma.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
I'm sorry, Nike.
Yeah.
It is
I think
Puma and Adidas
they
then.
might have been Nazis.
Isn't...
name's
So I
Adolf.
heard Adidas stands for all day... It's like something about soccer. What Adidas?
All day I dream about
All day I dream about soccer. Yeah, that's it.
Aw, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I don't know if that's true. I heard that.
It's probably not, but...
For the
I
sake
like
of it.
Yeah. I mean, especially if it was made in Germany, I feel like that acronym probably wouldn't line up.
No.
No. It'd end up being a pretty gibberish word.
What if we change the S to A? All day I dream about Aryans. Yes. Yes, that makes
so it
sense.
turns out they were Nazis. So yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Puma
Phil
and
Knight, you were
Adidas,
not,
the
but
founders,
Adidas. How is that not in their marketing campaign? That could be like a great scandal campaign.
Oof.
Ooh, Phil, can you imagine if Nike just goes, well, one of us wasn't a Nazi. Oh, wait,
That would be
sorry.
the greatest campaign of all time.
Wouldn't that be considered like slander marketing? That
But
probably wouldn't
it's true,
be.
though.
Doesn't matter if it's
I want
true.
Sam as corporate counsel. Just gets up on the stand, Your Honor, but
But
it's true.
It's on Wikipedia.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right,
Wow.
what were we
Look at
talking
the things
about
you
earlier?
learn on a mountain climbing podcast.
Yeah. I think like under category we're like comedy in iTunes.
We should be under educational.
It's annoying because you
Guru?
can put up to 3 tags, but iTunes takes them alphabetically, which isn't so. Yeah.
So
So
Like in
educational.
Google Play, I think
Comedy.
we're education. iTunes were comedy, and then Spotify, I think
you
it's
could put Alpine.
Alpine. A lot of people look
Is
for
that a
Alp-
big podcast?
What's your
tag?
favorite Alpine podcast? The only Alpine podcast.
Fill in that market.
I'm sure there are some actually.
But just to put a period on like the planning portion, are you guys? Do you plan your expenses every month? Like how much is going towards this? How much is going towards this? Not really even related to the trip, but
to a degree. I'm very cognizant of it.
Mhm.
I don't have a written, like I have made written out budgets and a plan and
Yeah.
done all that stuff because I like to do that.
Mhm.
But I don't use an actual budget. I have an idea of how much I'm going to spend on. Like I know I limit myself. I try and only go out socially that costs me money,
Mhm.
like once a week,
Right.
And I try and also limit that so I don't go out and spend like $100 a time.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
I try and keep that down.
Yep.
And I know what my fixed expenses are. Like I got the climbing gym.
Yeah.
I got, my loans and, et cetera, all my fixed expenses. And so I know I have like what I have left.
Mhm.
I want to put most of that away in saving and
Yeah.
for the trip.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like the same. I know what I need to pay for each month, and then I limit every other thing I spend money on.
Okay.
So
This could be a good segue. And what was the the calculation I used in convincing you guys to come to
yeah.
Oh, $20 a day.
Kilimanjaro?
Just save $20 a day. That's all you gotta do.
Honestly, the moment I heard that speech from you, I was like, "Oh, this is like one of those 3 a.m. pitches that you hear on
You
the
just-
infomercial."
It's Ty Lopez. I'm here in my garage, just tending my Ferraris. You just got to read a book a day. Become a
What does that
millionaire.
guy do? I've seen his commercials on YouTube, but I have no clue what he
He's
does.
still doing stuff. He's apparently riding Lamborghinis.
He came out of nowhere. Like, who is this guy?
I don't know who this
He's
is.
just the
You're
beginning
talking
of half the YouTube
He's like
videos.
the Spanish guy with the glasses. He's in the beginning of YouTube videos.
Salt Bay.
He's always in his garage.
No, Salt Bay's Turkish.
Oh, sorry. I wouldn't know.
Salt Bay?
You don't know Salt Bay?
No.
The guy sprinkles salt. On,
It's like a GIF. So
Probably along the same lines, though.
yeah, totally.
But yeah, I do something similar. I just use like an Excel sheet, and then I have my paycheck, and then I have categories: eating out, groceries, me stuff, which is like haircuts if I buy clothing or something, like alcohol. I literally have a category towards alcohol.
You're not an alcoholic at all.
No. And
He
then
has the mic on a vodka box.
this, I've never actually, I don't know where this came from, but at least for the podcast. But yeah, and then I have like fixed expenses, so like rent, like Spotify subscriptions, just monthly occurrences.
Yeah.
And then I have like what I want to spend in each category beside that every month. And then I'll look at it the next month and mark what I spent in green, red, or orange, depending on how good I did.
Oh, nice. I used to do something similar for my entire life.
Yeah.
I broke
It has
down.
helped so much. I didn't start doing it necessarily for this trip, but like I've definitely adjusted certain things for the trip. Like,
It's pretty helpful because you can see if you're being shit.
yeah, exactly.
Remember, there was a time in our lives where we hated report cards.
Yeah.
We give ourselves report
It's
cards.
true.
It's true.
It keeps you on your exactly. You know what you're doing. Like you know what you're spending.
Keeps you on track.
You have to reflect on everything you've
Oh,
done. over
Ubers and
time.
Lyfts. That's another category.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, it helps. Like
I don't have that category, but I do have a car repair category.
same-
Car
exactly,
repair
yeah.
and gas.
Yeah, gas
Gas
is kind
is-
of fixed. Like unless I have, it varies a little bit, but like I always overestimate with things that cost me money, like a safety I put into my budgets.
You use
Is,
like the 10%.
you sort of sometimes I just round something up, right? Like gas, I just round up. I don't use a percentage because I just know I usually don't spend more. I've almost never
yeah.
spent more, but I spend close to that, and it's not a bad thing. That just means I have a few extra dollars left over that just gets thrown into savings every month.
yeah,
So it's like.
yeah. I also did. So I looked at my savings and how much I have now, and then how many months are left until the trip. Calculated how much I need to spend.
That's so stressful.
Save every month.
Yeah.
I haven't hit it the first few months, but
That's
actually
good because that number only gets bigger and bigger
exactly
and bigger.
But this month I did actually hit it, which is nice. But
Percentage-wise, how far of the way there would you say you are?
I'm probably about 2/5 of the way there.
What's our total number again? It's like
For-
$6 grand,
50...
5,900.
For
You
the
added a buffer.
tour group?
Yeah, well, it's like 15. It's like less than 15, just under 1,500 for the
For the
total,
total.
and then it's like
Flight was 15.
no, but not that. Just the U.S. money left.
Oh.
It's like I would say it's probably around. You probably need in total close to $3,000 U.S. I'd say that gives you a buff. That gives you safety. You don't actually need that, but that gives you safety. Is spending money, and like you'll come home with it.
I
Wait,
got-
didn't one of your trips have like 5,900 as one of the?
That was Canadian.
Canadian,
because
right.
I convert
Oh,
everything
sorry,
into
US, yeah.
Canadian just to like because initially it's all going to be earned and saved in Canadian and then
Yeah.
converted.
So just clear, the total cost of the trip is approximately $5,900 Canadian.
That's with a buffer of like $500, $600 though.
That's nice.
If not more.
Yeah, that's a bit
Canadian
more.
dollars,
Yeah,
which
that's-
is sweet.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's more than what I'm just spending. Because when I went and got the U.S. cash, I aimed for 2,700 U.S. just to cover all the trip and then any other extra expenses.
Mhm.
And I already have like $100 in my U.S. account from I don't know when the fuck, but it's nice to have.
It's in
now.
there.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that's enough because I don't have money anymore. So that's happening.
Well, just toss a third job onto your current list.
Well, that's the plan. But yeah, what was the next thing we had to cover?
So we did medical costs and
I thought maybe like I know it's getting kind of late. I thought maybe talk a little bit about the I know we briefly spoke about it, but we could touch upon and we'll talk about more another time the route we're taking.
yeah, that's good. We can.
Yeah.
When do you guys get out? You guys
Close.
gotta get out of here kind of soon, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But the close to Wambwa or whatever Heather just said, the Umbwe, the Umbwe boot.
I knew it started with a U. All right.
So I was doing some research and I knew there was like some caves, but I didn't realize it was like known as like a cave route.
Oh my god.
And
The
we're
entire
actually
route is in a cave.
You
we don't see the sun.
sky.
We don't see sun for a week. No, and it's I believe we're actually first night we're sleeping in a cave.
Really?
First night.
I think the first night we're in a cave camp.
Cave camp.
Do we still
Cave
get a
camp.
tent?
No, you just sleep in a cave. No sleeping bag. Spiders.
You'll be fine.
No, like on an average night of sleep, what do you get? Like 3-4 spiders in your mouth? It's nothing.
It's not a.
That's a
it's not
myth. That's
It was
a
a
myth.
year. I heard it was a year. It's like one. It's like
You're
one or
supposed
two.
to
A
get
year.
10
spiders a
spiders
night.
a night. It's a myth.
10
I don't-
spiders.
10 spiders at night.
That's why I don't eat breakfast.
I don't know how
And
many are hiding in my house.
That's
but
a lot
no.
of protein.
That is a lot of protein.
No, it's not.
So I don't get it. Do they just say I've had enough, crawl to their death, and go to be digested? Like, or
What-
do I chew them? Like,
Hey Tommy,
they
what do you
have-
think? Is that a cave? Yeah, that looks like a cave. Go check it out. Doesn't come back.
what happened to Tommy? Oh, he moved into the cave.
Can we stop talking about spiders? I'm getting triggered.
Yes.
Okay, so sorry. The name of our route is Umbwe.
Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Mbwabwe.
And we're gonna do it in that cultural sensitivity shining
it.
through.
Stop it.
We're gonna do it in what do we say, 7 days? But we added a custom extra day. But it is cool. We're doing it in 7 days. And one thing I found out, the fastest ascent and descent. So
Yeah.
we're doing it in 7, and the fastest ascent and descent was done by a Swiss mountain runner. 6 hours, 42 minutes, and 24 seconds.
Oh my god.
He made it up in 4 hours and 56 minutes.
Wow.
He summited and
He summited.
Do you have a guide,
4
or did you just
hours.
run away from him?
come back. Pull it.
Can you imagine? This guy contacts a tour group. Yeah, I want to go up Kili.
Just takes off.
Okay.
First day.
And he'd be like, I just have a weird request, but I'll pay extra. Leave food dropped previously at the campsites. Why? Just do it.
I'm just gonna start now.
It's always
Goodbye.
Swiss people too.
Is it?
They're weird.
Chocolatiers, watchmakers, runners. Yep.
Okay, so we know Heather's trigger word. Chocolatier will make her
No, I
laugh.
don't know why. That's so funny. Because I actually have chocolate from, I think it's Sweden. Or
Are
I
you
have had
drunk?
it.
From Sweden. Oh yeah. Swiss chocolate from Sweden.
Maybe I am drunk. Maybe I need to go.
Oh, the listeners.
Oh.
The listeners. We promise we'll be
the
It'll get better.
educational.
It'll get better.
I'm not
Next
great at
week,
geography.
or
I'm
2 weeks.
apologizing for any insensitivities.
You know, those Scandinavian Swiss chocolatiers are real pissed at you right now. Big market.
Do you know that
Big
6
audience.
out of 7 of our subscribers are Swiss? And you're disrespecting
And the
them?
7th is Swedish.
Chocolate's
Seventh
good,
is
though.
sweet.
Wherever
It's hard to say.
Chocolate's good.
Yeah.
All right, so our route is Umbwe. We're staying in a cave our first night, which is pretty cool. And is there anything you wanted to build on that?
It was, but I think we'll go to the next question. We'll come back to that.
We can. How long are we running? We're about an hour deep. You guys got to take off. What do you think? Cover another topic or?
Yeah, let's wrap up. Let's wrap up with one more question,
What's a good last one?
Okay.
and then
That's
2
not
weeks
about
time,
Swiss
we're
chocolate.
coming at
I
you
can make a fool of that
hard
myself
with
with.
information, and we'll make sure Heather's either more drunk or less drunk. But we promise she won't be the same amount of
I
drunk.
think it's tired drunk. I think that's what it is.
Oh, I feel you.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, you still sound more
Oh.
cognizant than I am.
I think potentially we should legitimately in 2 weeks time. Our next episode we should go to a
want
restaurant.
Yeah. We do need to do
Another-
Oh yeah.
We got to
Oh,
do
yeah.
a drunk history style episode.
I don't know
That would
when
be
my
great.
brother and Tristan are gonna come down, but that'll be a good, maybe drunk opportunity.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Tristan.
I like how my brother forgot that he worked
worked?
every Sunday. He does that. He works at 8 a.m. every Sunday. He's like, "Oh man, sorry, I forgot. I work on 8. I work at 8." Like, okay,
How long has he had this schedule?
like half a year.
It is the most Mac move that could happen. This is a man who, in one New York trip, he mistook the day they were supposed to arrive. He was a day after. He got the arrival date wrong, and they missed their departure because they thought it was the next day. So they were spending the entire day
God.
touring, and they just missed their departure.
It's,
One trip.
we're cut from the same cloth. I'll tell you that much.
Great. That's a bad omen coming over here.
The
for
only
coming
reason
up.
I even slightly more in tune with those types of things is because I have 3 years of experience of fucking up. That's the only reason I can even a little bit better than.
Yeah.
Well,
on-
usually
with
the
time.
the smartest people have fucked up the most, so
That's beautiful because
That
I
was
made
good.
a mistake today.
Which one?
Tried to cut a hole in a rush, and the pilot bit couldn't go in. There was already. The point is, I left some marks on the roof. They
won't notice.
There's some scratch marks right next to it. The pot light's beautiful, everyone. All the rest of them are beautiful. The one has some scratches on the ceiling.
There's
next
one
to
you're
it.
gonna get some questions about.
Does that look weird to you?
And when I say scratches,
No,
I mean
I think that was like that.
gashes. I can't buff these out.
Get some plaster. And just put
It's
it
stucco,
Oh,
so it's messy for me to fix.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to.
He'll make it happen.
Best of luck.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
Maybe
2
have
weeks
the time.
time, we're gonna find potentially the only Tanzanian restaurant in Toronto.
I don't think I've ever seen a
we
Tanzanian.
I've
might
never
have to
seen one.
default to Ethiopian.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty-
Apologies to all the Tanzanian listeners.
We should find like a place that serves ugali. That'd be interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it's a pretty like basic food. Like it's not like
we could always
dressed
just get
up
my
a lot,
mom
but
to make us Millie Pup and Putu Pup and problem solved.
that would be cool.
It's close enough.
That would be cool.
So either a podcast from a restaurant or from Ellie's kitchen
Come
table.
over.
Yeah.
All right, we'll call it.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening. Bye bye.
Bye.